I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Castform. I grew up in the southwest of England, where the weather was either light rain, heavy rain, or if we were lucky, showers of rain with occasional dry spells. In Japan, though, weather can be hot, cold, pleasant, unpleasant, even sometimes kind of deadly. Because of this variable weather, Japanese farmers have for a millennium made teru bozu, hanging dolls of a simple bull tied up in a cloth resembling jolly little ghosts, which are hung up to ward off rain. In more recent centuries, the teru bozu has become popular with children even in the cities, who accompany it with a slightly creepy nursery rhyme, in which they offer it sake and threaten to cut off its head if the weather is wrong. At the Weather Center in Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire, players can receive a Castform, a normal type Pokémon with a very simple design that is not unlike a basic teru bozu. Castform has a spherical head and two smaller spheres beneath, while wisps extend from its head and back. Those two little spheres directly below its face have led to Castform being accused of being quite busty, but in reality the shape is supposed to overall resemble a water molecule, one oxygen atom and two smaller hydrogen ones. With this water illusion, the wisps could imply that this is a cloud, as much as being a cloth extending from a teru bozu. Castform so far is pretty unremarkable, not helped by its flat 70 in every stat. What makes it interesting is its unique ability, Forecast. Through this ability, a change in the weather will make Castform transform into another form. Pokémon Sapphire tells us, Castform borrows the power of nature to transform itself into guises of the sun, rain clouds, and snow clouds. This Pokémon's feelings change with the weather. The name Castform obviously combines weather forecast with form. The Japanese name is Hawalen, which comes from a common Japanese onomatopoeia for transforming. In rain, Castform's lower body resembles a fluffy cloud, while its head is encased in a raindrop. Castform becomes a water type, and its signature move, Weather Ball, changes type accordingly. Pokémon Sun tells us, this is the form Castform takes when soaked with rain. When its body is compressed, water will seep out as if from a sponge. Alternatively, in sunny weather, Castform gains a ring of orange orbs, which make it resemble a shining sun or a Buddhist deity. The Pokémon and its move become Fire type. Pokémon Moon tells us of this form. This is Castform's form when basking in fair weathers. Its body is warm and toasty. Finally, in the snow, Castform's upper body is surrounded by the swirling clouds of a blizzard. Meanwhile, its lower body tapers to a point like an icicle, or perhaps an ice cream cone. The Pokémon and its Weather Ball are now Ice type. Ultra Moon tells us, this is Castform's form when caught in a hailstorm. Its whole body is chilled, and its skin is partially frozen. In the main series games, Castform is usually in its normal type form, and changes only in unusual weather conditions. Pokémon Go played things a little differently, with permanently transformed Castform forms only available to capture in certain weather conditions. This is a curious Pokémon and an interesting one to investigate for the Pokédex, but not especially useful in battle, despite the temptation to use it on weather-based teams. Perhaps this has led to Castform feeling grumpy. After all, Pokémon Ultra Sun tells us, its form changes depending on the weather. The rougher conditions get, the rougher Castform's disposition. Predicting the weather is a complex and inexact science. My mother worked at the UK's meteorological office when I was younger, and can testify to the difficult work that goes into a weather forecast. And, as someone whose mood varies wildly depending on how cold it is when I try to drag myself out of bed, I can sympathise with Castform's predicament. Music for Luke Loves Pokémon is composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. Writing, producing, and editing is all by me, Luke Summerhays, while funding is provided by my lovely listeners over at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius, where you can find links to the other shows my friends and I create. I love to hear from listeners with your thoughts and feelings about the Pokemon you love too. Get in touch about the next Pokemon, Kecleon and Coelacanth, or with your thoughts, feelings, and observations about any other Pokemon, over on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. I've been streaming some Pokemon Legends Arceus, so if you want to catch my first impressions of that, and see me streaming some other Pokemon and Nintendo games, head over to twitch.tv/LukeLovesPKMN. And even if you don't do any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Castform, and remember, I love you too.